In the second lesson here, we're going to be making the neck stock. I have built a sled here that automatically cuts a scarf joint at a 15-degree angle on the table saw. I also made this sled so that on one side it cuts scarf joints for the neck, and on the other side it has those two clamps that'll hold down and trim fingerboards. So basically it's a fence on a sled that holds the neck stock at about a 15-degree angle, and then it just cuts it off on the saw blade. You can make this cut by hand, but this is pretty easy. And especially if you're going to do more than one, you might as well make a little sled to do this. So basically I've lined up the marks that I have on the stock wood, and now it's just a simple cut on the table saw. Let me know if you want a drawing of this sled. Next, I've just got to quickly mark there's the scarf joint. And that gives the offset angle for the headstock. Now I've got to mark off the length of the neck and cut that on the chop saw. The neck I'm making for this particular ukulele is going to be a acoustic and electric. So it's a semi-hollow body acoustic electric. It's a little bit thinner, so that the stock that I'm going to be making for the heel, that's about a 2 3/4 inches long heel piece. I'm only going to be putting one on because the ukulele itself is very thin. Otherwise, if you were making a regular thickness ukulele, you might put on 2 of these blocks that you can cut the heel out of. And now the glue up. This is pretty simple. Once again, as long as you have nice clean joints, you don't need a lot of pressure. The glue will hold the parts together very well with a light pressure from just a few clamps. Make sure you apply a whole bunch of glue so that it really squeezes out. Again, I use the wax paper just to keep the glue off of the working surfaces. As long as you see a good even squeeze out of the glue, you know you've got a good joint. And again, it doesn't take that much pressure. Once the glue squeezes out too, you want to adjust it a little bit to make sure that it's nice and square. And the scarf joint part. Lots of glue in the part. I always like to mention too that making an ukulele is just as complicated as making a guitar. It's just a little guitar, which kind of makes it easier because all the parts and everything are smaller, but all of the steps that are involved in making a quality ukulele are the same that it takes to make a quality guitar. And now we'll just let that dry for a couple hours. All dry. Take off all the clamps. And we will have a great piece of neck stock to carve our neck. That won't be in this lesson, but this is just the part that needs to be made in order to be able to carve a neck later on. And that'll be in a separate lesson. There's the drum sander. You can support this lesson by going and getting a set of plans for the drum sander, and you can build a drum sander for yourself for your own shop. It's an essential piece for doing any kind of lutherie work. And a bonus shot of a ukulele ready for binding. Thanks for watching.